Hello guys, I'm back. I finally remembered the password to my account. Just kidding, I was quite busy. I finished my master's thesis and now I'm starting a PhD. So I didn't have that much time for space engineers, but now I do again. And I heard there's a pretty cool new update coming. I'm very excited for that. I think it's going to offer a lot of possibilities in terms of, how you can exploit that. But just to get into the game again, I thought I'd build a simple little ship here for survival. And just show you how I do it. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just messing around here right now. I had this idea. I wanted like these 4 big thrusters, one on each corner, and then I don't know, just a cockpit at the front and make it a ship or something. We'll see. I'm not gonna build the whole thing live. That would take way too long. So for now, I'm pretty happy with this. A nice little block with a few thrusters on it. And I'm going to come back when I have a little bit more progress and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, I continued a little bit. Here I did just shaped it a little bit and I made the front 1 block lower. I think it looks cool, right? Like having the front 2 thrusters just 1 block below the back 2 ones. Looks like it's kind of leaning forwards. And then I just added like a cockpit and something between the thrusters. I felt like there should be something there. I don't know what yet, but we'll see. Okay, next version, I added some cargo containers because I felt like it wasn't really useful so far, and this is supposed to be like an early game starter ship. It should do something, right? It's not a miner, it's not a fighter. At least give it some cargo. I did quite quickly realize though that this is a bit of a dumb idea. There should be 3 blocks in between, so you can actually put stuff into and out of them. So I moved them out 1 block here, put a connector between them, and also added the landing gears here. And just a bit more shaping all around, of course. And then there was just 1 big open area left on the top, where I placed a turret. I just couldn't resist. It was just such a nice space. I had to. Like, there was a conveyor already there. I couldn't resist. At this point all the big blocks were already in, the cockpit, thrusters, turret. Pretty nice already, I think. And now I guess it's time to add some power. And that I did. I added a large reactor here, which was kind of a terrible idea because it's like super big and also it's the reactor, like you're not gonna have any uranium early in the game. So that was a bad idea, and I quite quickly switched it out for a few batteries. I think there's 3 in here, 2 in the front and 1 in the back. I don't know why I didn't just do this right away. And also for this version I added all the other thrusters on the sides and backwards and so on. I usually try to like put them on the bottom of the ship. There's 2 here on top, but they're also kind of well hidden. If you put them on the bottom, then you can't see them that much. It looks cleaner, so I always try to do that. Yeah, I like the shape so far. I just don't really like these panels. I don't know. I tried out something here. It doesn't work. I don't know. I think I have to change these panels. We'll see. Alright, I got a little bit bored of all the gray, so I made it white here. Which isn't a lot more colorful, but it looks a bit nicer. I didn't change much here. I just added some guns, because, they're useful. But look at this conveyoring. Oh my god, that's terrible. I had to even remove the landing gear and switch it out for this like wheel suspension with a landing pad underneath, which is always a neat trick if you don't have the space for a landing gear, but wow, this conveyor is just a mess. I hope I don't have to keep it like that. Next version, here I just add a little bit of red. I'm just trying out coloring already. But the big change here is actually, if you look around the turret, I removed all these stupid armor panels that looked like shit and made it like nice and smooth and just like one continuous shape with these armor panels here. And I think that's just so much better, right? It looks so much neater and cleaner. At this point, I think the whole ship looks pretty good already. I don't think I need to change the shape anymore. It's just a bit more detailing, a bit more coloring. I also tried out slightly different color. I didn't like the white and red too much, so just tested out something else here, blue and gray. I also added a 4th battery because I was kind of running out of power at this point. Too many thrusters. It's a bit too much now, but whatever, like it's just gonna fly for longer, so what? Yeah, this coloring also not that great, I think, so try another one, this time with a bit of texture, battered yellow and then dusty gray, which looks kind of brownish, rusty. It's kind of cool, I think. With this, I think this is all dust. There might be like 1 or 2 rusty blocks here. I think it's pretty neat, but it's a bit too industrial for me. I don't know. I think I have to try out a few more things. But first, I realized I made a terrible blunder. I want this to be DLC free, but the cockpit is DLC. I always forget this stupid cockpit. It's just DLC, and I didn't know that. Oh my god. So I switched it out for the vanilla one. I think this can work. I think I can make this work. Well, I did make this work. You can see the next version already. And it still has this cockpit. So it does work. It has these weird corners in the bottom. I don't like that too much, so I try to hide them here a little bit in the next version with sound blocks and interior lights to get rid of this, yeah, this corner there. I think it works. The sound blocks just stick into the block you attach them to. I think it's pretty good. Also, I'd switch the coloring back to this gray and blue. I'm still not sure. Like at this point, I didn't know. I added a bit of yellow here. Yeah, it matches with the conveyors. You're gonna see them anyways, and they're yellow, so like why not? But then the next version is like where the color got nice. I think this is really hitting the nail. Like I made the blue a bit more greenish, and then I added the dusty gray back in. I really like this. It just works so well. The green and this like brownish dusty gray. I think it's a pretty nice combination. So we're getting some of the color. Honestly, I think color is like 40% of the whole looks of a ship. It's like so much. It's so important. But it's also so hard to do right. I struggle a lot. Like I test out so many different color patterns until something works. And here it's starting to work. Like, and then this is the final version already. I changed a little bit more here. I added this piston in. It doesn't serve that much of a purpose, to be honest. I just wanted to give it some more use, because so far the ship doesn't really do that much except for carry some cargo. And the piston, you can maybe like flip a rover with it or something. That's cool, I think. And I also made the texture a little bit nicer still. I thought there was too much green here at the back, so I just made that a little bit darker, a little bit more grayish. I think that balances out a bit more nicely. So now like at the front, you have this more light green, and at the back darker green. It's a bit of a gradient there. I think that just looks a bit better. And also if you look at the different greens, you can see that it's sometimes different textures. Sometimes it's dusty, sometimes it's battered, and it's also different colors too. It's not always the same exact green, and that adds so much detail. It's hard to see, but when you see it as a whole, then you can't see it really. Alright, just wanted to show you one more thing, because I thought it was quite cool, which is the landing gear in the back. I don't know if I showed it, I don't think so. At this point, both of them are just these wheel suspensions with landing pads underneath. But the back one is quite like, I don't know, I just like it. Look at this. Is that a cool looking landing gear? I don't know, I just really like it. If I remove this, you can see how it works. It's just a bunch of armor panels, and then a hinge part on the landing pad here. It's just like a normal one, but I don't know, way more detailed and also a lot smaller. Like it barely takes up any space. Alright, let's give it a spin then. It's quite powerful, obviously. I think you can actually completely load this up with auros. It doesn't care. Like, probably even if you lose a thruster or 2 or 3, I don't know, it will still fly. So it should be pretty crash proof. It doesn't really care too much if you lose anything. And I've set up a little rover here that I conveniently flipped over, just so I can try out the piston and see if we can maybe flip it back. That would at least be somewhat useful then, right? And more than just carrying a bit of cargo. So let's see. split, and now my ship is split. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Well, that worked pretty well. See, you can just underflip her over. That wasn't too hard. Nice. I mean, it's not that much. It's just a ship. It's just like a car, you know? It's not anything special. It's not a miner, not a fighter, not a racer. Just a ship. But I like that. Just something convenient. You could easily print and have something like a generic ship for a survival game. I really like how this turned out. I also just like how it looks. Especially all the coloring and textures. Very nice. By the way, this is the newest planet that I made. I don't know, I don't think I've ever made a video about this. It's actually a kind of cool planet. It's an eyeball planet. It has like one cold side, it's just ice, and then one lush side. It's on the workshop. I can link it in the description too if you want to check it out. As well as the ship, I already uploaded it. And I'm gonna be a little bit more active now, I hope. So, see you soon.